Oh,
Yeah, Richard Pryor, this nigga's crazy. Oh, I cannot wait to talk about that one. Man.
yo.
And mind you, I'm not doing no videos for 420. Man. I'm gonna be fucked up. Yeah, I'm ready to start whenever you are, bro.
I shit. This is Dank Rap Podcast with your boy Triborough and Reg as always.
What's up?
And I've been wanting to do this. We're doing a record review. I don't do too many of these record reviews, but I wanted to do a special one for this song, and I've been wanting to do this one since last year, and I forgot. I kept forgetting and not like remembering the when the record dropped, and I said like, yo, this year I definitely want to do it, and it's not we're doing a record review, but like it's the album anniversary is this month. It is in April, but I wanted to just talk about the record because the record is bigger than this album, and you know if anybody remembers band when they had back in the 80s there was a charity concert called Band Aid in 1984, and that was like a big thing for, I think it was, I want to say it was like famine in Ethiopia or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, also like famine relief. And Harry Belafonte, the great activist Harry Belafonte, and fundraiser Ken Cragen, they came up with this idea to do another fundraiser, and they called it USA for Africa, and the song was called We Are the World, and it was a star-studded song that was recorded the night of the Grammys back in 1985, January 21st. And the song came out March 7th, 1985, and the album came out in April. It came out I think it was April 25th actually that it came out. April 23rd, my bad, 1985. And this is I have actually have the album on vinyl. This is the album here
Oh wow.
with um like all the songs, like has like the star-studded pictures of the celebrities and all that, and you know Bruce Springsteen. I remember this song. I remember like hearing this song back in the day because I was, Michael Jackson was like my like everything for me, and he, him and Lionel Richie wrote the song together, and I remember seeing when the video came out. I remember seeing the video with like Michael and Lionel Richie and Kenny Rogers, Stevie Wonder, star-studded event,
Right.
and they recorded the song the night that right after the Grammys. They went to the studio, and um this was a big record for Africa and famine relief, and I think it grossed like over 60 million, and it would be like the equivalent of like 147 million today. And when they were recording this, the idea, I said, came from Harry Belafonte and what's his name again? Uh, Ken Cragen, and they enlisted like a lot of A-list musicians and producers, like Quincy Jones is the producer of the song and the conductor, and they went to Michael. Well, I think he called Michael, and Michael said, I want to not only be on the song, I want to write the song. And I think I remember hearing a version. There's another version for this song, "We Are the World," I think with just Michael on it.
I heard
And
about that version.
yes, that's actually. Well, I don't know if it's still on YouTube. It was like I remember listening to it after he passed away, and it's a single version of it, and that was good. But I prefer this version with everybody on it, and him and Lionel Richie wrote the song, and um the whole point of the song, like again, like was for family. I remember like seeing like Africa, the so many like kids out there that was hungry and went starving, and I used to see that stuff on the news and like infomercials about that stuff, and they raised money from this song for the famine relief out there, just like they did with Band-Aid, with the Band-Aid charity concert and song. Um, and the song for the Band-Aid concert was "Do They Know It's Christmas."
Yeah, I
I
heard about.
remember I remember seeing that hearing that song as well when I was really young, and that was a big hit and over in the UK, and we had the United States version was "We Are the World," and they raised a lot of money, and this song was a success. It was, I think it was the first multi-platinum single, and it went quadruple platinum, and it got a lot of awards. It got 3 Grammys. It got an American Music Award. It got a People's Choice Award. It was promoted as a critically received music video on VHS. It had special edition magazines for this song. It had simulcast for the concert, and the merchandising of posters and T-shirts, all that stuff, all the promotion and merchandise. They raised a lot of money, and it all went for the humanitarian aid in Africa and the U.S. and you know it was a star-studded event. I've heard stories of like fighting during this recording of the song. Like they wanted the artist to sing the song in Swahili at one point, and they
Serious.
refused to do it. Yeah, they refused to do it, and there was like some arguing about that. Prince wasn't a part of this um um record, but people were saying that he had beef with, who was the guy they said he had beef with, that he had beef with one of the organizers of the song.
Quincy.
Was it Quincy?
Yeah, because the story,
Hmm.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what had happened was, so they all asked everybody to appear on it, and Prince, I think allegedly he wanted to do like a guitar solo,
Right.
but they wouldn't let him do it. Like there's been different
Wow.
stories why he didn't want to do it. It was mostly like to do to guitar solo, and then I guess because at that time he was shy, he didn't want to be around all them people and stuff like that too.
Right.
So he declined doing "We Are the World." But the night when they were recording that track,
Hmm.
his bodyguard actually got in an altercation at a club.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people were kind of bashing Prince because they were all like, oh, well, you declined being on We Are the World just to party and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's where Prince did a song called Hello,
Right.
which was the B-side. I want to say it was a B-side to Around the World in a Day, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and when he was talking about the incident, he was just talking about the critics of that incident too.
Right.
And believe it or not, the Gap Band,
Hmm.
that was one of the reasons why the Gap Band threw shots at Prince too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had beef with Prince. Yeah, all this stuff is coming out years later.
Well, see, they had beef with Prince due to an incident where, like, allegedly they were on drugs
Hmm.
and they appeared on one of Prince's parties, and Prince he kicked them out. I
Right.
think they were doing too much. And once they heard about the whole "We Are the World" incident, they did a song called "Disrespect."
Right.
I'm gonna send that to you in a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause they were saying, there's other reports saying that Prince had beef with Bob Geldof because
Yeah.
Geldof called him a creep,
Yes. Him too.
and right, and he refused to be a part of the record, but he still donated a song to the album, which was for the Tears in Your Eyes. I love that song,
Yes.
and I believe that song wasn't that song on his greatest hits, like the B sides,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, I remember listening to that song when I got the album back in the day, and I'm like, yeah, that was a dope song by Prince, and it was real somber. And yeah, so he still was a part of the whole project, but he wasn't directly on the record. And who knows, like the whole thing with him and Michael could have been a thing as well, you know?
Yeah, that was, and mind you, that was really like the first time when they were trying to get Michael and Prince to work on a song together
Right.
because there's been plenty of other time. People think the bad was the only time, but
Hmm.
allegedly Prince was supposed to have been on the History album.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but
Damn, yo.
it never
So,
really worked
so
out.
he just was he was ghosting Michael.
Well, it's it's a little bit of
Yeah.
both too, because
Right.
both of them have had respect for each other's work, but they
Hmm.
a lot of people want to say is they had beef, but Prince actually stood up for Michael Jackson when he was going through those child molestations in the early 2000s.
Oh
Look,
wow.
look it up.
That's
Um,
dope.
yeah, and they both performed each other's songs in concerts too. Like Michael performed "It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night" in the
Hmm.
Bad Tour.
Right.
Prince performed "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" a couple of MJs.
Word.
Yeah,
I never seen that. I never seen him perform.
yeah. Like I said,
All
like
right.
a lot of people say, "Oh, they didn't fuck with each other." Like, yeah, they
Right.
had times when they alleged like the whole ping pong incident,
Right.
but
Right.
a lot of it was overhyped. I feel like Quincy Jones overhyped a lot of it.
Hmm.
Now, the story where he almost ran Michael and Latoya over with the car,
Hmm.
because the story was that you ever seen that one concert when James Brown and BB King and Michael improvised and Prince came on stage and he
That was
felt
at the
like,
Grammys.
nah, that was like a James Brown and BB King
Oh nah,
concert.
I never seen that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But back to the song
Mm.
too. 'Cause I don't want to spend too much talking about Prince in a
Right.
sense. But yeah, back to the song. It's kind of interesting because when I really heard the song in full around the time Michael died, I'm gonna be real
Mm.
with you.
Hmm.
And it's like I know there was a lot, but I'm gonna be real. I did
Hmm.
not like Cyndi Lauper's part.
You didn't like a part.
I didn't like Bruce
See,
Springsteen.
I was a big Cyndi Lauper fan too. Like from her first album,
Yeah,
another album I want to talk about it. The She's So Unusual.
I'm down for that one,
You
whatever.
know, that's really the only Cyndi Lauper album I like. I didn't really listen to any of her stuff after, but and I you know I used to see her here and there like in wrestling. Like she was like a part of like wrestling matches with Captain Lou Albano. To, rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? So I was a big Cyndi Lauper fan too. Like a lot of my '80s like musicians growing up was on this one record. You know, Cyndi Lauper. Then Prince donated a song to the album. You
Yeah,
know, and I was like, yo, and then Tina Turner grew up with that whole private dancer eras. You know what I mean? So,
it's crazy too because Aretha had a
mhm.
comeback that year too, but she wasn't on it.
Oh wow, that's
But
crazy,
I think that album came out months after We Are the World.
right? And then they also was talk. They also was rumors that Eddie Murphy was asked to be on this record,
Yep.
but he declined because of the Rick James party all the time joint. And then when they asked Eddie years later, he said he felt like an idiot, like he didn't really know how big of a magnitude the song would have had, and that he would have been a part of it if he knew back then. I'm like, damn, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Like that really could have like boosted his music career. Like you on this a song with legendary artists like Kenny Rogers and Stevie Wonder, and you declined it to do that shit that album, and I didn't know that. That was crazy. You
I even know.
know, yeah, and I mean and then like the Latoya, Latoya Jackson, she came out in the media and she was like, years later she was like how, even though the song was written by Michael and Lionel, Michael wrote like 99% of that the song.
That's true.
Lionel took credit and she's like she was they wrote the song at Havenhurst
Yeah,
in
that's
in Michael's room, and Mike, and she was like how it was weird that because like they spent the week working on the song, and when Michael used to write songs in his room, he was real jolly and happy, and it was real quiet in his room, and it was real emotional when she was in there with him and Lionel, and that she witnessed them writing the song, like Michael did all the work, and like Lionel just took the credit. So I never knew about that either.
yeah, because like say what you want. Like I like Lionel Richie
Hmm.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. When it came to We Are the World, he did try to make it seem like he did the majority of it. Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
did have a hand in it with getting everybody together, but Michael really wrote We Are the World.
Right. Right.
He really did write that song.
And the thing is, Michael on the song, like Michael, I don't remember. Michael. Well, Mike. Did Michael have a lead part? I don't remember Michael having a lead part on the song. I know he's like on the chorus or whatever,
Yeah, it was
but it
like on
was yeah like I remember seeing like a lot of Lionel in the media for this song, and I didn't really see Michael doing interviews for this song.
because Michael didn't really do a lot of interviews.
Right.
You gotta remember
You
that too.
right.
I mean, I don't really think Michael really took that hard because he was the godfather to Lionel's
Hmm.
Nicole and shit like that. But
Yeah.
that's one thing about Lionel Rich I always got to get the side eye to is when we are the world.
Yeah.
Like stick to your dancing in the ceiling.
Exactly.
Your all night long. Stick to your
Dancing.
stuck on you. Stick to your Kenny Rogers, lady.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna be real. You did do
Mm.
your thing, but that was mostly Michael and Quincy.
Right. Of course. Of
Yeah,
course. And this is like coming off the heels of like the Thriller being a huge success, and Michael had the golden touch. He could do no wrong at this point. So um then I like the night of the recording, like they had like all the people. It was like they recorded the song at Kenny Rogers recording studio.
oh wow.
I forgot the name of it. What is it called? It was at Kenny Rogers studio. I forgot the name of it, but they recorded it there, and they had like a whole bunch of security there, and people going in and out of the studio on his property and all that, and um there was a sign that said when they were coming into the studio to but it said like check your egos at the door,
Yep. I heard
or
about that
something
too.
regarding that. And that's a big thing, like to say, like to have that sign up for like a lot of these legends that we have in music, Cyndi Lauper and Bruce Springsteen and them, and Ray Charles, rest in peace to him. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what they wanted. They wanted the biggest stars, but they didn't want no problems with these artists. And I think they pulled it off. And like I said, like I remember seeing this video back in the day, and it was like, damn, like so many people was in this. I almost forgot who was a part of this video. Like Toya's in it, Diana Ross,
Marlon Jackson, Smokey Robinson.
right? The Jacksons, right? I forgot the Jacksons was a part of this. Paul Simon, Billy Joel. It's like a star-studded. It was a star-studded album, a star-studded record. The album itself was cool. I think it was like 9, 10 tracks. You got joints from Huey Lewis on the News, Trouble in Paradise. You got one of my favorites, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Trapped. That
Trap.
was a nice song. The
Trap.
Prince song, huh?
I never liked Bruce Springsteen.
You know, like Bruce. Well, I mean, I'm not a huge Springsteen fan. I know some of his songs, but I like the song that he donated for this album. The Prince song, for the Tears in Your Eyes. That was Prince and the Revolution at that time, actually.
So,
Pointer Sisters is on here, just a little closer. Who else is on here? Tina Turner, Total Control, Chicago, Your Group, Good for Nothing. It's a star-studded album. The record it's huge. It's like probably the biggest. Like I said, like it went multi-platinum. It was the first time a song went like multi-platinum, and it made so much money and everything. And then in like when was it, like 2010, 2011, they had another one.
oh god.
And I remember that I was like when Haiti had the earthquake. It was like a major earthquake in Haiti, and they had the We Are the World for Haiti. And
Bro,
I just thought they were over. I'm like, we don't really need that.
when they started with Justin Bieber, I was like, oh my god. There
I
goes
never heard that. Yo, what's crazy? I never heard I never heard the new one. I heard about it online, but I was like, yo, I don't want to hear the new one because I grew up with the original one.
you
And I'm
wanna
like,
watch
the new one is not going to be like the old one. It's not even going to touch the torch to that. So
you wanna watch
um
after this video?
huh
You want me to show it to you after the video?
yeah.
Alright.
And they had, it was for the 7.0 earthquake in Haiti. That was on January 12th, 2010. But I find it weird that both, like the We Are the World song was recorded in January, and the earthquake in Haiti happened in January. There's something about January with these We Are the World projects, you know.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, there's something. That's weird. And this song for that one, the song for the remake was recorded February 1st, 2010, and it was entitled "We Are the World 25 for Haiti." And the proceeds from the record went to the survivors of Haiti. But this is the original one, and it's a classic. And what you remember? Oh yeah, you said you like your first time when you heard this song.
Yeah, like the first time I heard this song in full was like when Michael Jackson died and he played all of his videos.
Right,
Bro, when he
right.
died, they played everything,
They
and
played everything.
the whole world just stopped.
Everything. I remember. I'm like, yo, like the weekend he died, like the radio was playing every song off of Thriller, every song off of Bad and Dangerous, and I'm like, they never did this before. You gonna wait till this man drops dead to play every song from all his albums?
They blacklisted him once the whole
Yeah,
child and shit.
you know what I mean. And they played like every collaboration he did with Paul McCartney and this record and everything that he was a part of Rockwell, and I'm like, yo, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
Not
you
Rock,
know, huh?
not Rockwell.
Not Rockwell. Yes, they played Rockwell, man. I'm like, oh my god. And
Where
you
is he?
know, who the hell knows where he is? I don't know where Rockwell is at. Well, you know, I've seen him. I've seen his video back in 8 decades ago. I don't know where the hell he's at now. Is he even alive?
Allegedly.
Uh, you know,
Yeah, I guess no one's watching him right now. Shit.
and it was crazy, and I'm like, I don't know if this. I think the record still might have done well. I don't know if it would have did the way the numbers it did without Michael a part of it, being that he wrote the record and he sang on it too, and that he was like the biggest draw at that time, and they were smart, like Harry Belafonte, and he was smart, like he knew like the idea he had for this record and to get all the biggest stars from each generation, and he knew like you gotta have Michael on there. Like it's one thing if you got Lionel and Stevie, but you gotta have Michael too, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Buzz was like everywhere. He was Pepsi commercials and Captain EO and at Disney, and he was everywhere. So they definitely promoted this with him in mind, and he pulled it off. And rest in peace to him. He's a legend. And this is a legendary collab. I don't know if we'll ever get a collab like this again. Like even in rap, like we had our self destructions and all in the same gang. I don't know if we can pull up, and it's surprising that that in this day and age we can't pull off a legendary like collaboration like this again. You know what I mean? Because I've always wanted that. I'm like, oh, like it would be nice if they could do like a self destruction part two, or like another one for this generation. I'm like, damn, we can't all get together and do one. I'm like, shit, these niggas had egos too. You know what I'm saying? So what these people got now? And this is before social media. So now it's even 10 times worse. You know, but
That's a good
yeah,
question.
you know what I'm saying. But it's like, man, this was great. Definitely a great record, and it's if anybody don't got it, I believe it is out of print. The album and the single, I believe, is out of print. So check eBay and check Amazon. I don't know how much money is going for. Probably a lot, but it's like it's a great. I just wanted to just talk about the record itself, not even the whole album, but the record is great, and it's a classic in my opinion. So I think it's forgotten about now after so many years. Like back then, it was a big thing, and I think now people forget about it. But this is why I wanted to discuss it, so people can remind themselves of this record and be like, "Oh, I remember that when I was little. My mom played it, or my parents played it for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's celebrate the anniversary for this album, as well as the record, because the record is the biggest joint off the album." So, you know,
Exactly.
any last words, Reg?
Um. Oh, one more thing I do gotta say about this track and stuff like that. I feel like the '80s
Yeah.
One thing about the 80s I do love was like this song and the Do You Know It's Christmas was like the beginning of the whole protest songs.
Right.
Cause you had this one, then you had the Sun City track, which
I don't
like,
know
like
that one.
you said what?
I don't know that one. Sin City.
Yeah, one of the guys from Bruce Springsteen's band, I think his name
Mm.
was Robbie Rich, whatever his name was. He
Mm-hmm.
did a song based off the Nelson Mandela incarceration.
Incarceration. Right.
And he got like Run DMC, David Ruffin,
Wow.
Eddie Kendricks, Gil Scott Heron,
Right.
Bruce Springsteen. Like he had hella people and shit. And yeah, I recently discovered that one. That one was
Yeah.
really,
I don't know that one. If I heard it before, I don't remember it.
it got banned in radios at that time too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, man.
It's because of Run DMC.
Nah, it was actually because they didn't like the fact that they were talking about the Nelson Mandela shit on radio.
Right.
They didn't want to scare the MT, bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, man. But yeah, I definitely feel like the original "We Are the World." Yeah, it does have its cheesy moments. I'm not gonna lie, but it definitely did its job. Stay away from the new version if I were you. But I'm gonna try this.
Yes. I never watched it. That's crazy.
I could have sworn you say you watched it though. But
I remember when they were doing it, but I didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, I think wasn't Wycliffe a part of that?
yes,
And I'm like, no, Wycliffe. I'm like,
showing
no,
off.
because I know Wycliffe. You know how Wycliffe is. Wycliffe gonna make it all about himself.
He was saying his Haitian language and shit.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, because you he ain't have a hit since the carnival, and I know he's gonna make it all about himself. That's why I was like, no, I don't want to hear it now. And I think wasn't he like running for president in Haiti at that time too?
Not yet. That was
Not
like
yet. Oh,
2 years later.
yeah. And I'm like, nah, he gonna make it all about himself, like he always do with everything. But Wycliffe, anything he talk about, he act like he started it first. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the Fugees was two guys and a girl. We did that first. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? There was a group called Diggle Planners before you.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? People forget that. Like they just skip over Diggle Plans and go straight to the Fugees. Like they was the first one to do that.
If I'm not mistaken, Diggle Planet had a band too. They did live instrumentation way before the Fugees too.
Right.
What
You
the
know what I'm
fuck
saying? And they forget about them. I'm like, yo, like the Fugees did their thing, but they wasn't the first to do that.
Nah, like I said, I like Fugees, but to me,
Right.
I'd rather listen to Digable Planets over the Fugees. Yeah,
Exactly.
I said it. Yeah.
Well, Fugees got one good album. So that's it. One good album. At least Diggle Plans got two. You know, and that's why I was like, I thought I was turned off by that alone. I'm like, no, Wycliffe. I don't want to hear Wycliffe on that. Cause I know he's gonna promote it like it's his own project. You know, but I remember when it happened. I remember like watching CNN when that whole earthquake happened in Haiti, and I got Haitian friends that I grew up with and went to school with, so it was like a big thing. But even then, I was like, they don't need to do another We Are the World. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many? Like, we've had damaging earthquakes to other countries. That like, I didn't Japan or Chile have one a couple days ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what, you gonna do a We Are the World for every country that has a devastating earthquake? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not that serious. I mean, not to sound like that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do one for Haiti, do one for all the other countries that had major earthquakes and hurricanes. You know, Puerto Rico got wiped out by a hurricane a couple years ago. I ain't seen them do no We Are the World for that. You know what I mean? So I just think, I'm like, they being over dramatic. That was just like an excuse for them to get artists in the studio and do a new one for this generation. That's basically what it was.
You just see the dollar sign and everything.
Yeah, that's what it was, because it's been so long since the original one came out and nobody, or they either don't remember it or they forgot about it, or a lot of these kids wasn't born when the original one came out. So they're like, let's do a new one for this generation, and we're gonna have Wycliffe on it, and Wycliffe will spearhead the project. And I was like, nah. So that's why I didn't listen to it. You know, I was like, no. Yep. But yeah, you gonna show it now, or you just gonna send it to me?
Oh, I can show it now if you want.
Yeah, let me see it, cause I gotta see this shit.
Okay.
Will they? I hope they don't give me no stupid rules for showing it.
That's why I want to show it to you after the live.
Yeah, we could do it after live. Okay.
I don't want to fuck your shit up.
Right. Okay, cause YouTube be bugging, man. They tripping.
Right. Look what they did to my shit.
Right. You know what I mean? Damn it.
and I
So
worked
yeah,
hard on that fucking episode. But you know what? It's cool. No, I'm gonna do it much better. I'm gonna do it
yo,
much
I
better.
can't believe yo, I can't believe YouTube they took out the Jay-Z song in the battle. That's crazy.
What?
That's never happened to me. You know what I mean? They like people could see me announcing it, and then it just cuts to the next round.
Shit.
Ah man,
But no, but if it's like other
mm.
motherfuckers, they'll let the Jay-Z song play, but you know,
Right,
keep my mouth shut.
right.
Like,
Then
I don't.
they sent me a note. They sent me a notice. Did you get the email? I guess they're sending all the content creators like emails about like how to conduct yourself on your live streaming and stuff like that, and you got to be a role model for the younger kids, to your younger audience.
My
Yeah,
dad.
yo, they sent me an email and they're like, yo, you gotta. Yes, they sent me an email. I can show it to you. They sent me an email. And they're like, yo, if for the preteens and the younger audience, you got to be a role model for them, and you got to conduct yourself in a different in a positive light because you represent YouTube, and if you say damaging stuff on here, it could affect all the content creators. There's like a whole video for it. I saw the video where this white dude is talking about how we all represent this platform and we gotta be good role models for YouTube. I'm like, what the hell?
Y'all do that
It
shit.
was like a damn seminar I'm watching.
Why would you send me that shit?
I'm like, are you all serious? I felt like I was a part of like a cult or something. I'm like, what is this dude saying? I don't even consider myself a content creator. I just love talking about different shit that I grew up on. But he was like, yeah, everybody that got a channel, y'all are like, you all have to uphold the YouTube standards because you represent this company, and they can demonetize you and you won't get no revenue and shit like that. So I was like, wow, really? You know how many people that have channels that's saying worse shit than what we say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't demonetize they stuff?
Exactly.
You know? I'm like, I ain't do nothing yet for y'all to demonetize my shit. I'm just starting. I ain't say nothing yet or do anything yet for that to happen. So, yeah, I got the notice this afternoon. I'm like,
can
wow,
do it even more.
it's
I said, I
crazy.
said, suck my dick.
Yeah, it's like a whole video. This dude is saying about like how you have to uphold the YouTube standards. Crazy, you know. I'm like, yeah, but this is the standards we upholding. We upholding the classics like this and discussing it. So, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. If anybody remembers this classic song from back in the day, tell me what was like the first time you heard the song, or who was your favorite superstar on the song. There's a whole lot to choose from on here. That was on this song. Smokey Robinson was on here calling notes. Damn, I see like everybody's on this joint, man. Tina Turner, Bette Midler of all people. It was crazy. Everybody's on the joint, and this is a record review for the record, not for the album, but for the record, and I'm gonna do more of these record reviews like when it's like special anniversaries for certain records of different genres. It's not just gonna be rap. It'll be pop or R&B or whatever. I might even do country if it's a country song I like. you know. But the first record review I did was I think that was the Christmas one for Run DMC. That was special. And now you got this one. So I'll probably do another one before the end of the year, but it'll be like once in the blue I do one of these record reviews. So you know,
Right.
yep. So thanks a lot, Reg, as always.
You already know.
And like I said, subscribe to the channel, Danny Rap Podcast. It's Tribal and Reg, and we out.
All right, let me show you shit right quick.